Jim Molan is a Liberal Senator who we've spoken to about submarines a few times over the years. He was actually quite a fan at one point in time of the French deal, when, of course, it was didn't have many others, I think is what the Prime Minister had to say today. But he understands the importance of the changes that's been made and the change for the better. So he ain't the French blokes, he's the national security guy. Nice to see you, Jim.
Nice to be here, Paul. So
apparently, now again, you know, we all know the Canberra bubble, and then there's bubbles inside the bubbles that get smaller and smaller in terms of interest of people. Yes, Macron's pissed off, but Macron's also playing to a domestic audience. He's having fights with the UK right now, obviously trying to change the subject back home. He's cheered on by, you know, plenty of figures here in Australia who might have a couple of behind-the-scenes contacts as well. But what's your thoughts about how all of this played out today? And I think the PM hit it out of the park tonight with the way he pushed back, saying, look, have a go at me, but don't have a go at the country.
Yeah, I think that was a very, very clever line, Paul. And I spent 5 years as a diplomat in our embassy in Jakarta. And I think we've forgotten what it is to be in a tense situation with a country. Because, you know, in the way that we dealt diplomatically with Jakarta and the way Jakarta dealt with us, kept on reminding me that diplomacy without it being backed up by some kind of great strength is just a polite conversation. And although I think that diplomacy at the moment is very, very important for us, we've got to understand how it is played. And President Macron was playing it for both the international game and in the home game. And we should never, never forget that. But, you know, when he comes out with 5 words and says, I don't think I know that our Prime Minister was a liar, yes, our Prime Minister withheld information, but we all do that. I mean, the Prime Minister withheld information from me. I sat through hours last week of estimates where Penny Wong questioned everyone who came along. When did you know? What did you know? And President Macron was not on his Pat Malone, I can tell you, because the management of something as big as this means that it's not lying to not say something. It is a way of managing the situation. And, of course, the media will come out and say, and that's an extremely dangerous for Morrison. And that's another 5 words. But the Prime Minister came out and said that's not true. Yes, he withheld information from the French. And there were, you know, it was not as though we said that was a bad submarine. Some people have. I don't believe that was. And the Prime Minister did not say that. Things changed. The 2 things that changed were the fact that China has been pushing the envelope and we must respond, firstly. Secondly, is the Americans were prepared to give us the keys to the kingdom. And that's very, very important. Also, I reckon that's the situation. We should keep our mouth closed like a good diplomat that I am. And we'll see where we go from here.
Yeah, correct. All right, but, you know, there'll be the response to the response to the response, and somebody will get the interview with Macron and, you know, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, you have to defend yourself, which is all now happened, and it's all out in the open. The result about where the country is, I think people are happy with.